Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. Raise the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we call an adoption of the agenda, I'd like to add to the agenda, Cheryl Poirier and I would like to ask the board, and I'll explain why, to be able to go to the next school board meeting and represent the town of Poultney. I'll put that under Transact and the other select board business. With that added to the agenda, right? Motion to approve the amended agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda for April 22nd.
Second. Any comments or questions by the board? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. And approval of the minutes of 4/8/2024. We hear a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of 4/8/24.
I hear a second.
I haven't seen them.
You haven't seen them?
Hey, when I was
They were emailed to you guys, I don't know.
Yeah, right after.
Yeah, Saturday, right, they showed us.
Yeah. It's 40 minutes a second.
back. It's on the back.
Oh, it's on the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't read this actually. Yeah, I figured.
Any comments or questions by the board? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried, minutes approved of 4/8/24. Road report, we have any?
I do have some stuff, Joel has some sick family members. But he sent me a list, if you checked into the crack ceiling that we discussed in our recent meeting. And he says, one company uses a 130 CFM compressor and blow nozzle to clean up cracks prior to filling, and the other one uses 180 CFM hot air lance for prep. They're continuing winter and storm cleanup. Central Hollow to Highland Gray on Hill Ranch Road, while simultaneously grading roads by priority of necessity as weather permits. Next, they're going to be continuing their MRGP work and replacing some failed culverts that they found this past winter. They have a final summer goal of doing Lewis Road brush and tree cutting, ditching, and overall road condition improvements. That's what he wanted me to report.
Okay. Didn't say a cost between those two, like the 130 PSI and 180 degrees?
No, he didn't put it in the email, but I think he discussed the two quotes with the board in our last meeting.
Yeah.
Meeting before then.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. You did, anything else? That's it on the road report. Any questions from the board? All right, we'll move on to community development.
So as a project highlight, I will just share with the board that the town website is set to launch later this week. So the contractor has been working very hard to take everything off the current website and to add content and information where it was needed. There was a training that took place last week so that we will know how to use the website. And Betsy will have access to the town clerk side of the website as well. So I think Betsy will be adding a little bit more information relative to the clerk's office prior to launching of the website. But that's kind of what I am spending most of my time working on for the week. The other thing I wanted to tell the board was that the MERP building assessments came in at the end of last week, all 5 of them. So we haven't had a chance to, I have not had a chance to look at them yet to figure out what next steps might be, but we finally got them.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, the sites we visited.
Yeah, and that was in December, I think it was, when they came out, so.
That'll be good.
Did they rank them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
The town ranked the sites when we submitted them for application of the highest priority that we wanted, just to make sure that the highest priority locations were reviewed. But we ended up getting all of the sites that we applied for. So there's 4 for the town and then 1 for the village. It's great.
Good.
Yep.
Good,
Take a look at those and figure out what to do next.
okay. Yeah, you're gonna be busy with the website all week.
Yeah, it'll take a little while to get that ready.
That's all right, but at least it'll be brand new, it'll be up and running, and it'll be a good work.
Exciting.
Yeah,
So it looks great.
good,
Yeah. I'm excited.
good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions for Sarah from the board?
That's all you do.
Okay, onward. Town managers report.
So every year we have to file our local emergency management plan. I have it here. I do it every year as part of the emergency management planner. And I just have to have the board adopt it. In it, you may recall from previous years, I identify potential EOC staff members. Right now it's Aaron, Kerber, and myself. And then I've listed Jeff. I've listed you, Alan, because of your DPW experience with the village. And Constable Kerber. We identify local businesses that have road construction, reconstruction experience. We identify vulnerable populations, the Leapfrog, Katie's Nursery School, Autumn Leaves, the senior, the schoolhouse apartments, Heritage Court. We also identify the type of equipment we have, as far as excavators, what kind of fire trucks we have, that kind of stuff. And then we identify where the shelters would be, i.e. the high school. We identify our senior center somewhere where potentially vulnerable populations might migrate. And then that's essentially it. And then we have a whole list of contact numbers for everyone on the select board, for the town clerk's office, for the fire department, for public works, for the highway department. And that's about it. So I do have a form here that needs to be signed by Jeff and myself. If someone wants to make a motion to
Adopt it?
yeah.
Make a motion to adopt the local emergency management plan. I'll second.
Any comments or questions by the board?
Thanks, Paul.
Hope we never have one.
Hope we don't use it, but that's good.
So Jeff, you're gonna sign underneath, we'll have to sign it.
All in favor?
No.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We almost had to use it when that ice jam came in down here.
Yeah. In that line, the next item I have is the National Incident Management System. Basically that we're, adopting this in compliance with the Homeland Security directives. So if someone wants to make a motion to have me sign that, I'm happy to do that.
I'll make a motion to have you sign
Second.
it. Any comments or questions by the board? All in favor? Any opposed? And carried.
We have every year we do, Rutland Regional Planning Commission, mutual aid agreement for public works departments. You may recall the most recently, when we used this agreement is when we assisted with Mount Holly, with their flood damage. And that actually worked out really well. Mount Holly, reimbursed us for our labor rates and our vehicle that we used over there, reimbursed us at the federal rate. And it went really smoothly, and hopefully we don't have any more instances of that severity. But we do from time to time, we help each other out. The town helps the village of Poultney, the village helps the town of Poultney. We do a lot of mutual aid between Caston and Milltown Springs, Wells, Haven. And actually we do some stuff with the town of Hampton, New York.
Yep.
And so if someone wants to make a motion to adopt the mutual aid agreement.
Adopt the aid agreement.
Any comments or questions by the board on the mutual aid agreement? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
This is some of the stuff that a lot of people don't realize that we do.
It's important stuff to have in place.
I have somewhere in this pile, I have grants and aid, letter of intent to participate in grants and aid. Which is the MRGP work that we do every year. We do get some grant money to reimburse us for some of that work. And that form is due, I think, the end of this month. I may have to go print out a little bit while I put my. We're still working on grants and aid work that was due. I think it was due in September of 2023. But the state, because of all the flooding that a lot of the parts of Vermont received, the state extended the deadline until this coming September. While the guys worked really hard to get done what we had identified, they didn't. So you recall in my report that I just gave you that Joel gave me, the grants and aid is one of the things we're going to try to tackle that from last year. Those were projects that we had identified on Pond Hill, Walker, no, not Walker, Watkins, and there was a couple items on Dayton Hill that we had identified part of that round of grants and aid that we've got to finish up. Let me go print out the letter of intent. Excuse me.
Paul's not here, but Joel did do the training for the AED training, and there were 13 people that were there.
Oh, good.
It's well attended. Katie Gina did a nice job. It's a long afternoon.
Did you attend?
Yes, I
I did
did.
too.
Yeah, Sarah did.
Good.
Yeah, and 13.
Great.
So you're Blue Cross Blue Shield. You're Red Cross certified. In that, then you got certified, correct?
Yes.
And that's a 2-year certification, if I believe. But machine. Had my grandson one day and I'm already dragging.
Yeah.
Yeah, the library went, no one here went, no one in this building went, the library. The senior center, carrying out for the senior center, and the road crew, both road crews, Sarah. Like I'm missing a few.
So has that thing really changed?
I think it has, the video is a little, the video, they don't have to change much, it's a little antiquated, but, no, the CPR changes a lot between rescue breaths and now, and then.
Right, yeah. It makes
I-
sense, because last time I took it, there was more emphasis on breaths this time than 2 years ago when I did it, so.
It used to be you did, then they said eliminate that, just.
Yeah, you don't stop now on your chest compressor.
So if someone wants to make a motion for me to sign this letter of intent for the grants and aid,
Didn't you just say that?
No,
Okay,
we need a grant.
I'll make a motion for Paul to sign the letter for letter of intent, for the grants league.
Somebody second it?
Valerie, thank you.
All right, any comments or questions by the board? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried?
I'm just apprising the board that I did apply for, a couple class 2 paving grants. One was to pave, on the green. And one was to pave, Route 140 from about the Winniewood Acres to the Fennel Hollow Bridge. There's no guarantee I'm gonna get the grant.
So deadline when you'll know, it won't, it's obviously gonna be a next year thing, but.
No, it'll be this paving season. They would like to, if they do give you the grant, they wanna have you done by like October. I put September on the application.
You have to get a paving company in place.
We got estimates as part of the application. You,
Gotcha.
provide the estimates from, Pike Paving. If we don't get those grants, we may have to reassess, where and what we're gonna pave. Cause this stretch on 140, it's like a $200,000.
I gotta ask you, how many miles? Is that a couple of miles?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
So 140 is on the state highway? I know. What did they pay you to do this?
It's a class 2 road.
I don't know.
Correct. And there's a couple other spots that Joel had Pike, visit. We did look at Ferncliff, but, that's very expensive because of the narrowness of it.
Less tall? Less material?
More the logistics.
Yeah, it's the logistics of having to back down the road. And there's a couple other roads we had, like look at, so depending on where if we do get a grant, we also applied for a class 2 structures grant, for a culvert project on Route 140. And that's with between the estimate that we received, from a private company and the culvert itself, that project alone is almost $100,000.
Get that, if you do, is there any way we can get that culvert in before they pave 140?
That culvert is actually beyond, it's beyond the Fennel Hollow
Yeah, let's
Road.
pass on.
So, I have more hope that we'll get the structures, at the grant application. I think a lot of towns don't go after those. So we'll see.
That one is like a $200,000 culvert,
No, 100,000.
100,000.
Culvert itself with the materials is 36,000. and the estimate we see from the private company was about 69,000.
You know, if that's something that we're gonna have to do this year regardless of if we get the.
There's several projects like that have been over the years that have been like, we'll get it to it next season. And some of them are
Learning out
starting to
on
catch
this
up
one?
to us. So, I don't know, Alpine. If we don't get that grant, we'll have to take a closer look to see if it's something that we can, do in a different season.
I suppose you mentioned down by the green. There's that, the old flower pot there, you know, the one with the Y.
Yeah,
If they could straighten, if they could pave up like 10 feet there. In East
you're on the west side of the green on Bird Street.
First Street, yeah. Yeah, the white flower pot, the big one.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh,
Because when they originally paved it, many years ago, it never went over. And there's like a 10-foot section there now.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You mean between the road and the green?
Right.
Yeah. In fact, we, over the last couple of years, when they have like East Poultney, days,
People posted.
we've put material in there because people are driving there.
Right.
So-
We want to paint the word stop there, but there's not the road to paint it.
To that end, we're also, since we're talking about the green, I had a meeting with, Evan Fitzgerald has been assisting me, excuse me, with the projects that we have to finish on for Jane Williams, addressing some drainage issues.
Mm-hmm.
And for the Kim Bradley, as part of that bridge project. The Raganay portion has been designed by the engineer, and I met with Evan and Jane Williams, what is today, Monday? Last week, about that project on the north side of the bridge. So we certainly want to get that done before, if we do pave the green.
that road is a mess.
Yeah.
The bridge, it's a mess.
So that's just some intel for everybody.
Okay. And Paul, while you were out there, I was just telling you about the training, that we had the training.
Oh, the
This
CPR
half,
training?
that 13 people came, it was really well attended. Katie did a good job, a little long, but it has to be.
It does.
I wanted to do it, but my schedule, I had a conflict in the schedule.
I think she's gonna send something to you and individually email us, for certificates, something about the payment and stuff.
Okay.
Just so you know. But yeah, Joel did a nice job, Katie did a nice job, well attended, so it was good.
I wanted to put this on here, the Green Up Day, at the transfer station in particular. I know Sarah's been, trying to rally the troops on the ground, but, in the past, we've had the highway guys assist at the transfer station. And they've asked me, are we doing it again this year? I think last year, you may recall that until more recently, it was quote unquote free day. And it was a lot of, effort up at the transfer station. In the last couple of years, I think the public has been educated that it's not a quote unquote free day. But we do encourage people to assist with Green Up Day activities. So in the last couple of years, we found that all the highway guys didn't have to be there all day long. I think last year, do you know, Alan? I think last year they were only there in the morning.
Yeah, the whole crew there.
And we used to get extra dumpsters,
Yeah.
the whole 9 yards, and that sort of has tamed down a little bit. last time I talked with the highway guys, I think they were of the opinion that it may make sense to have a couple of them there in the morning to gauge it. But I think last year we only asked for one extra dumpster, and my recollection is we didn't even need it.
People can still leave the bags, right?
Yes, yep, they can still leave the bags on the roadside, and we have some crews that go around and pick up the bags.
Is that May 4th?
Yes.
Mhm.
There's been, just so you're aware, there's been a couple of schools that have expressed interest, in Jeremy at Lake St. Catherine Association and Philip from the Rail Trail Council have been helping to organize volunteers. So there will be a lot of school children out doing Green Up Day activities prior to May 4th because they have to be in school on Saturday. So,
Great.
the Poultney High School is taking on a lot of the village area. And I know Lehigh is planning to do some work on the rail trail as well. So there will probably be some bags out prior to Saturday the 4th.
Someone did come to the high school asking if they would be up Sunday, if they could go Sunday instead of Saturday. I said, I'm sure, just leave your bag, so.
You think, pick up,
Yeah,
yeah.
they couldn't get out on Saturday to finish it, so they were in big bags on Sunday.
We don't,
In the village. Picked up.
Okay, so.
usually they bring us bags. This year, well, we've had some bags from previous years that we've been handing out. And I don't even know, do you know if they're gonna bring us bags this year or not?
We didn't order more bags this year because we didn't restock
Yeah.
so many from last year.
I think we used the real thin ones that were double recycled. We gave out, they were really,
The ones we've been handing out, recently were from 2022 and they were pretty good solid bags. They're not huge, but I think that makes sense because, I don't want someone lugging around a 30 gallon bag of roadside debris.
There is a fair amount of it.
Oh, yes. Yep.
that might be something we could put on a new website, like beware that kids will be green upping that weekend. So be cautious around town that week, it's green up, whatever, to put on a big bold new website.
One lady did say she was here and actually Joel Roberts was here. And she said, don't you put signs up saying trash pickup today? And like we have so many roads that I don't think we could possibly do that.
Right.
Um,
It's nice, that would be a good thing for them, push for the new website. Yeah.
Yeah, and there is, Jeremy, Lake St. Catherine Association is maintaining a map. So we're coordinating with like the people that are actually signing up at the town office to map out, that area. So, it's kind of pretty well under control and who's signed up for what areas.
So, I mean, is this board's consensus that, if we want to have a couple guys up there in the morning and then play by ear or?
If we might need it, so we need to keep them up there, check and see, yeah.
Yeah, good. You guys good with it?
Since me,
In the morning, we don't need them in the afternoon?
Probably living.
That's all I have for the moment. I don't know if you wanted to talk about the thing that you had mentioned about.
Yeah, there is, Cheryl and I went to a meeting with the principal of the elementary school, Rich Holcomb, who is the head custodian for the school district, and, Dave Catman was there. And we're interested in resurfacing the tennis court, but also making some lines in it to be pickleball courts too inside it. Rich Holcomb was saying it's $155,000 to do it with one company. We would need 3 bids. Of course, we're asking basically if I can go to the next school board, if the board allows us to. I'll go representing the town and Cheryl will go representing the recreation department to try and work with the school system because it's a big grant that the school system would have to come up with maybe we can start some discussion about it. And maybe we might be back to this board to see if we can give like a sub-grant or something to help offset. But we would need two more estimates. 155,000, I think, might be a little high. But we'll see what happens.
Sure, what was it last time? I know Jonas had done,
We had it set up and actually it was the same company, Rich looked like. Jonas and I had it set up so every 3 to 5 years it would be resurfaced or looked at and then it'd be totally done. He used the same company when Rich looked back was about 150. That's to take it all the way down. Yeah. You can't just throw pavement on it and have it be a tennis court.
right,
So that's what the thing, maybe we can just take it off. So it has to be set up for a tennis court pickleball. You can't just
You can't just.
pave it
put
yourself.
pavement in.
Yeah.
It's like
Um,
full depth.
Yeah, you gotta grind it. This is in bad shape. You're gonna have
Yeah.
to grind it, right?
I mean, it won't be done this year anyway, so I always have to ask permission since the school took over. And it's no longer the rec that we had to ask permission to give them to use it for tennis and basketball and soccer, the fields and stuff. So that's what basically we talked about. So we're gonna use it and I'll fix it up as best I can, but
they thinking 4 pickleball courts?
2 maybe.
Two maybe, if you can get them inside the tennis lines,
You can.
put them inside the pickleball court.
Yeah.
See, I can't be honest, I don't know what the dimensions are of the
We haven't even got
pickleball.
that far yet.
Right.
We have,
Yeah.
we need to take care of that first and then you can make
Okay.
tennis pickleball easily. So it's just a matter of, no matter what you put there, it has to be,
I converted
Resurfaced.
my court last year.
Right.
That's the clay court.
So we're just asking board
You can
permission
afford.
for us to go to this, for the next school board meeting and, talk to the school board about
Yeah,
the tennis courts.
just to keep it being a recreational community, we're trying to keep it intact.
Yeah.
And they don't use it, so I don't know if they feel how important it is to us to have that facility there.
I do know that we've talked, particularly you and I have talked with the school over the years. And there seems to be a lot of resistance to do any maintenance on that, part of the facility.
why not?
They just don't, when we used to do it, we took care, we put the lights up, the rec would take care of it. Well, it's no longer ours now because of the 3 schools. So they have to, that's a priority, so they have to do it, and the other schools like, so it just hasn't been taken care of. I take care of it every summer and get it ready for the community to use. I mean, I borrow Paul's tools, we take the weeds
Yeah.
out, we do all that stuff, but it's shifted so much now, it's like,
That's what we were afraid of.
yeah, I know.
But it is a community.
No, it'd be great.
Well, I do think I mean, I'm not the board, but I think it's prudent to remember that that facility is a school facility.
You know,
And I hear what you're saying, Mr. Chairman, about maybe a small, I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Commitment
I'm
from
just
the
talking,
board or
just,
in or town. You know, if, I just find it hard to believe that if it's a facility that's at the school that they're not maintaining it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me why they would expect the town to fund any of the repairs of their facility.
I don't know if they talked about just any about funding. We tried to not even think about money as that we need it, and it's the importance of it. And a lot of people that want to play, like we had some tennis groups last year. We have a tennis camp that was over 20 kids. We have people from the lake that did. I know Tim Johnson and a few of them had put the feeler out to get groups to come in and play tennis. I know there's a lot of local people, and they suggested if they needed to go to the meeting, then we get a group of community members to go to the meeting saying, we do use it, we'd like to have it. But right now, it's really close to not being feasible to play on. I mean, if they don't. So, yeah. So I'm not,
and we're just starting the conversation.
No, I understand.
We're just asking permission to go as representatives of the town.
So what is Rich Hopeman's opinion? Because he deals with both ends.
he doesn't see a use for tennis courts.
Yeah, because he is not into it. Right.
Just doesn't see a use for it. They told me last year. So I tried to rally the troops to let them know it's used and it's what we're doing, so. I have a member that's going down and putting a backboard, like a kickboard on, so they can go down and play themselves, so.
Yeah, it's
It
real
does get
nice
used, but-
field because of fence and everything.
Yeah, on location, you can play tennis or basketball, and the kids go on the playground, they have a field,
Right.
so it's a great facility. for community members or anyone that wants to come and, you know,
And there's a nice bathroom there too.
Okay with me, you guys to go and investigate it, find out a little bit more,
Yeah.
see what you can do.
Okay? Is it okay? All right, then we'll go in and, now, I do have one more thing I would like to ask, or, I just remembered it, and it's for the senior center. They were talking about doing the second part of the grant, which is like health fitness stuff or inside the track down there. I don't know if the Vermont League of Cities and Towns, I would like to find out if they would be all right with us using like equipment. What the insurance companies would say over stuff outside.
there's a lot that I say to do a lot of research. There's a lot that goes outside to putting equipment and things outside that's open, a lot of worms to a lot of things. So especially the senior center, I would make sure, depending on what you're gonna put out there, what it is, how it's gonna be upkeep, because it doesn't always go as well as you think. You have a great vision, like they're gonna go out and they're all gonna use it and everyone's gonna be happy, whatever. It doesn't always go that way.
I would like to, before we even start discussing looking at that second part of that grant.
Well, let me ask you that, what are you referring to the second part of the grant? Because you would have to apply for another grant.
That's what I thought. Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking that they have to do. But they want to apply and start on the second part of this grant for health and fitness equipment outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I think being on town property, we might be opening ourselves up for something that might not be, I don't know. We'd have to find out from the insurance companies if that's even feasible. With
And who do they
liability.
envision applying for this grant?
Hmm?
Who do they envision applying for the grant?
Well, I think it's Michelle,
Who applied for the first, so her and Jonas?
her and Jonas.
Yeah.
Jonas is sadly no longer with us, as
I know.
we all know.
I know, but before anything starts, I'd like to know if we could even, it's even, if you can even do it, instead of wasting time on something that is really not highly looked upon.
Well, I mean, I can tell you from my experiences with VLCT and other insurance companies and lawyers that there's everything has its risks, right?
It's a risk.
So you have to weigh the risk versus the benefit. But I'm happy to inquire with VLCT about it.
Yeah.
Is it something that's gonna be open to the community? It's not just the senior center, so that there's a lot of things I think that.
I think it would be open to the
Low
community.
impact.
Yeah, it's low impact. But I want to find out first about insurances before we put any obstacles or anything out there. Or even if they start applying for the grant.
You got to exercise.
Yeah,
It's expected to, sure. But people do use the track.
well, there's quite a few people use a track.
Right.
Did you ever get any estimates from that?
He has not gotten back to me, and I will text him again.
I looked at that spot and it's, it's still there. It's good.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll look into this.
I'll text him again and again and again. Of course, now it's business season,
Sure.
contracting season, so it's extremely difficult to get them to come back to you. Okay, I wanted to ask that.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, I the local door. Did you ask about that stuff yet?
Yeah, I talked to Paul about that already.
Okay.
The door hatchway going downstairs to the,
Oh, yeah.
where the oil tanks are. That's something that really needs to be fixed on the building. But, okay. Anything else under Transact and the other Lawful Select Board business?
There was a email from, Chief Eric Gerber that he wanted me to circulate to the board, in regards to their annual banquet that they have and inviting the board and their, spouses or significant others to attend, and if you want to, you need to let Aaron know.
I'd love to attend. I wish I was gonna be there.
I know, I'm not gonna be here either.
Yeah, that's summer. There's a lot going on that day. Or, well, April 27th, the grand opening.
And opening in Vegas?
Here in town. The hardware stores grand openings that day.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
I do have, some contractual matters, for executive session.
okay, okay. Rutland Regional Planning Commission?
So the regional commissioners meeting, this recent one was the 16th, I recall. And the highlights from the meeting were, information about the WIB, which is the Rutland Region Workforce Investment Board. So the WIB has been inactive and sort of defunct since 2021. But it's coming back around. So they have a new board. They appointed new board members, new officers, and they have a work plan for the next year. For year one, the RPC is focusing on making career exploration events available to every public high school in Rutland County. So that's good news. The planner, there's a new planner that is overseeing the web. I think it's Greg. So that was the bit of information. The other big thing that happened is that the Rutland Regional Planning Commission asked its Executive Finance Committee and regional commissioners for approval to move their office. So the RPC is moving from its office on Merchants Row to 16 Evelyn Street, which is the location next.
Where CCD used to be.
Yeah. So the board of, or the commissioners gave them permission, and they have a plan to move. I think it is by the end of June. They're planning to move by the end of June.
It's the same landlord.
Yep. A bigger space, much bigger.
That's not the opera building.
That's where they
They're
are
in the
now.
Opera House right now, on the third floor of the.
It's on the corner of Evelyn Street and West Street across from the post office,
Okay.
where CCB used to be, on the backside of the, opera buildings.
They're doing some work to retrofit the new space. And there's a whole breakdown, which Mary Kay gave a really excellent summary of all the financial information, but, it was confirmed unanimously by the board, and, they'll be moving out. And that's really most of what happened. The TAC is meeting next week, but they've shifted the meeting from Thursday to Wednesday, so unfortunately I won't be able to attend that meeting. That's it.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we'll go on to public comments and concerns. Anybody got anything?
I have a question for Paul regarding the structures grant, the culvert project on 140. Is that just for one culvert, or is that,
That's one culvert.
where's that one?
It's on the, near the base of Town Farm Road.
Okay.
It's a large one that the state is requiring us to upsize it, like they are a lot of them, because of the next flood measures.
Okay. with the budget passing, I believe there was a zoning administrator position in there. Has there been any, movement on filling that position?
Not as of yet, given the fact that the fiscal year doesn't start until July
Oh,
1st.
that's right, thank you.
Yeah, gotta wait.
And then I didn't notice walking in, because I rushed in, is there a new sign up for town hall?
We were supposed to have it done, no, there is not one out there. Reclaim was supposed to have it done, I think, last week. They had, according to Danny Lang, he ran into some issues with his, equipment. So he's diligently working on, finishing it, and we're in discussions about moving the location of it slightly for better visibility from passerbyers.
Oh, that'd be good.
New website, new sign.
Jeez, yeah, really up in the world.
I trimmed my beard this weekend. So all new nation.
Scary stuff. Look at his offices, they'll all be in shop.
So yeah, he's working on it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions, public comments and concerns?
I have just two questions.
Yeah.
Did anything happen with the tax stabilization?
One of the things I want to discuss with you in the executive session,
Okay.
You stay for that?
Yes.
And nothing with emergency.
we have received one letter of interest to join, the committee.
Just one.
Mhm.
So maybe we need to re-advertise it.
Sam and I were discussing that this afternoon.
Okay.
I just want to make sure it's always a delicate balance of you can bring the horse to the water kind of a
Right,
thing.
yeah. Right.
And I've used this expression before, like I can't go from the rooftops and cry out. You know, I can't make people pay attention.
No.
What's the deadline for that?
Here's execs for the letter of interest.
So we have a little bit more time, there's some people do it last minute anyways.
We had it on Front Porch Forum. It was on.
I put it on
Sorry.
Facebook today. No, it's okay. We put it on Front Porch Forum on April 11th. And then I put it on the town's website today because, we've only gotten one, or sorry, it's been on the town's website the whole time. We put it on Facebook today, because we've only got one letter. And I was having some issues with Facebook before I took a few days off last week. So I did put it up there today. It's been advertised a little around, I think, I've seen it in a couple
So
places,
that's
but
a lot, yeah.
There's a lot of activity now.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. Do I hear a motion to sign the board order?
Are we making a motion?
You hear a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions by the board? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. We need to go into executive session for contractual matters.
What's the best way to get a hold of Aaron?
His email address is there. I can give his cell phone number.
Oh, on the very top, okay. Right.
Looking for the language for your motion. Oh, I had it there, but it's not it. I have it known somewhere. Yeah, here it is. Who wants the other?
Alan's turn. I'll do it the last.
ESA Section 313A1, motion that this board finds it public knowledge makes this board or person involved at substantial disadvantage from certain matters related to contracts or stuff by the executive session. One VSA Section 313A1, make a motion to enter into executive session to discuss contract matters.
You're a second.
Second.
A Comments or questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. We're in executive session at 7:20.